After the son went missing, they found photos of the father wearing women's lingerie and eating feces out of diapers. This is the strange and disturbing disappearance of Dylan Redwine. 13-year-old Dylan was court-ordered to visit his father Mark for Thanksgiving, despite begging to not have to go. He lived with his mom Elaine and did not like visiting his father. Mark lived in an isolated area surrounded by miles of woods. Before the visit, Dylan and his brother discovered these shocking photos of Mark. The other one is covered up for a very good reason, but you can Google it. Dylan had secretly taken a photo of what he saw and was planning on confronting his father. His last known whereabouts were on November 18th, 2012, when he arrived in Chicago. Dylan claims they went to Walmart and McDonald's before heading home. He had plans to meet a friend the next morning, but he never showed up. Mark claimed that he left for work early in the morning and that Dylan was asleep. When he returned, Dylan was gone, but Nickelodeon was playing and the front door was open and a fishing pole was missing. Mark seemed oddly unconcerned and took hours before reporting Dylan missing. Authorities initially labeled Dylan as a runaway, but Elaine knew this wasn't true. Another suspicious thing to note is that there was no activity found on Dylan's phone after the night he got home. While they searched for him for months, Mark acted detached and very suspicious. Mark decided to go into Dr. Phil to prove his innocence, but his behavior was cold and unsettling. He refused to take a polygraph test and gave vague, emotionless answers. He later told his ex-wife that if he ever needed to hide a body, he would leave it in the mountains. 7 months later, some of Dylan's remains were found 8 miles from Mark's home. His skull was missing for a while, but 2 years later, hikers discovered it with clear signs of blunt force trauma. On top of this, blood was found in Mark's living room, washing machine, truck, and on his clothes. And when police brought dogs to come sniff around, they detected human remains in his house and truck. Mark bizarrely told his other son that the police would need to find Dylan's skull in order to determine the cause of death. Mark wasn't actually arrested until 2017, which is 5 years after Dylan's murder. Prosecutors determined that he killed Dylan in a fit of rage after being confronted about the photo. Mark dismembered Dylan and scattered his remains throughout the wood. And in 2021, he was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 48 years in prison. The crazy thing is he has never admitted guilt or shown remorse. He put the family through years of suffering and kept lying about what happened. And his murder was entirely preventable. Like, this is so sad. If the child is uncomfortable being around a parent, oh my gosh, like, they should not have to go. Like, he should not have been forced to visit his father. In the end, all Dylan wanted to do was stand up to his dad, and it cost him his life. Come over here for longer freaky videos.